Good afternoon, my friends. Happy New Year to you. T to the second power with you for the championship game of the Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament with Tim Martin. I'm Tim Calderwood. As Wheaton prepares to take on Hanover, these two teams are familiar with each other. Tim met last year in the opening round of the NCAA tournament out in Ohio at the College of Worcester.
They did. Wheaton wins that game on the way to the Final Four on a great one they had last year, but both teams have graduated a lot. Both teams are back this year and really very good, better than people thought. So for a holiday game in the championship, we've got a really good game here.
So even though they played each other last year, I think both coaches would be quick to tell you last year was last year. We've completely forgotten about what's happened, and so while there's familiarity between the two programs, and they probably run a lot of the similar structures, it's still a different year this year with a whole different outlook coming into this contest as well.
Tim, exactly right for Wheaton. I mean, yeah, totally new look, but sitting here at 9-2, 3-0 in the conference, they've got to feel really good about where they're at.
Speaking of the conference, a very interesting day conference-wise. Wheaton won at Millikin 86-53. Millikin just knocked off number 10 Wash U 63-61 today. And number 18 Carthage, they were annihilated by Olivet 88-73. And by Olivet, I mean, yes, the same Olivet team that Wheaton defeated 81-51 back on November 23rd. So who knows what's going to happen when it comes to the CCIW. And, of course, action will heat up again this weekend. A big one for Wheaton against North Central on Saturday. Let's turn it over to the public address system as we get you ready for the championship game here today.
Today's championship game features the Panthers of Hanover College and your Wheaton College Thunder. At this time, we'd ask everyone to please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the Panthers from Hanover College, number 5, a 6-foot-even junior from New Albany, Indiana, Isaac Hibbard. Number 11, a 6'1" senior from Martinsville, Indiana, Logan Ratz. A 6'5" junior from Pendleton, Indiana, number 14, Mark Albers. A 6'2" senior from Greenfield, Indiana, number 21, Blake Robertson. And number 40, a 6'5" senior from Edinburgh, Indiana, Kevin Williams. Hanover is coached by John Miller. Now the starters for your Wheaton College Thunder. Number 2, a 6'6" junior from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, Cade Alioth. A 6'1" junior from Bartlett, Illinois, number 10, Colin Uvagis. A 5'11" sophomore from Highlands, Colorado, number 13, Tyson Cruikshank. Number 20, a 6'1" junior from Orlando, Florida, Naomi Adom. And number 25, a 6'8" senior from Chicago, Anajuan Spencer. Wheaton is coached by Mike Schauer, assisted by John Panner, Joel Smith, and Zach Quam. The officials for tonight's game, John Washoe, Eric Anderson, and Tariq Lucas.
Happy New Year to you all. It's the championship game of the Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament. Wheaton and Hanover, they met last year in the opening round of the NCAA tournament at Worcester, a contest which Wheaton scored an 84-73 victory. Gone are the top players from both of those teams. Cam Fales for Hanover, multi-time All-American. Of course, Eston Francis for Wheaton. He was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, again, not having Aston around, people thought Wheaton would really struggle this year. I mean, I know some CCAW experts thought Wheaton would not even win 10 games, but here they are on December 31st, Tim, looking to win their 10th game of the year, and they're leading the CCAW at 3-0.
Big conference game coming up on Saturday night. Let's get it started. The championship of the Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament. Tip-off won by Kevin Williams and Hanover. They're in the blue and the red, led by head coach John Miller. Milestone victory for him last night in his 12th season at the helm. His 200th career win in a 65-57 victory over to Dubuque to put Hanover in the championship game here this afternoon. Kevin Williams along the baseline with the shot clock ticking down. Bounces to the top of the key with the shot clock at 5. Angling left, Robertson driving in. Albers off to the left. Anajuan Spencer cleans up on the glass. One and done for Wheaton on the defensive end. And then a travel by Tyson Cruikshank, who kind of didn't realize that Anajuan Spencer was trailing behind him.
Right, good possession for Wheaton on defense to start. I mean, Hanover's going to run a lot of good stuff on offense. It's just one of the top programs in the country. You know you're going to have to defend them for the entire shot clock. A lot of ball screen action that first series.
Hanover gives up less than 60 points per game. They only allow 59.3 points per contest. Wheaton allows 64.1. Could be a low-scoring affair here this afternoon. First minute of play, shot clock at 15. Albers gives it back to Hibbard. Robertson looking. Williams has it. Free throw line extended over the top of Spencer. No luck. Alioth is underneath. And, you talk about this Wheaton team and how people are surprised perhaps they're 9-2. Cade Alioth is perhaps one of the biggest reasons for that. The way he's really developed in the post this year as he receives the entry pass, works around the double team, loses the handle but recovers.
Tim, you're exactly right. Cade has been so good this year and made such improvements.
On the move, Vegas lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, sloppy start from Wheaton. 2 turnovers on the first 2 possessions. Going against a team like Hanover, this is where you want to see just how good this Wheaton team is. Hanover's going to make them defend. Can Wheaton win a lower scoring game, like you said, Tim? A defensive struggle.
Open look at a 3 from Isaac Hibbard in the corner. It's good. Hibbard yesterday at 18 points for Hanover in their win over Dubuque. He produces the first 3 points this afternoon as it's 3-0 Hanover. Shot clock half gone. Alioth hands it off to a dome. 3 for the tie is good. 9 first half 3-pointers for Wheaton yesterday as they stormed out of the gates against St. Mary's, led 19-2 in that one. They were 9 of 11 from 3-point range in the first half. Hibbard angling right at the top of the key, cuts back to his left. 10 on the shot clock as Hanover resets. Hibbard, left wing, spin move over the top and off to the right. Good defense by Vegas.
Yeah, and what a revelation he's been this year. Colin Vegas, great defense on Hibbard there, and he's also coming into his own on the offensive side too.
Cruikshank tonight on his drive, and talk about this Wheaton team, and they've almost had to reset here over the last couple of weeks because, well, now they've got another player back who wasn't with them because of their football team success, and that's Luke Anthony, who is in his 4th game back today and has had some major minutes, of course, for the Thunder over the last couple of seasons.
You wonder when he might be reinserted in the starting lineup. I mean, he's starting to get his basketball legs. It does take a while, though, after football, but he is spectacular, and as I look over at the table, he's ready to check into the game.
Well, that's where I say they've almost had to reset again because you get used to playing without him, and now he's back in the lineup as Williams scores underneath, and it's 5-3.
But that's the thing about this team, Tim. They insert Luke Anthony, and they've even gotten better. This combination of Cruikshank, Adome, and Anthony has been a great three-headed guard monster for them.
Cruikshank, ball in the right hand, takes to the rack, off the window and in.
And that's the thing about Tyson Cruikshank. He can shoot the ball really well. He's an amazing shooter, but he can also attack the basket. And so can Yamier Adome, and so can Luke Anthony, and that's why Wheaton's so hard to guard.
Williams adjusts underneath and scores with the left hand. Yeah, Adome and Cruikshank produced quite the 1-2 guard combo. Both averaging 16 points or better on the season. Shot clock at 10. Alley off. Gives it for Cruikshank. Calling for the screen and roll. Paxton taken away by Hibbert in transition to the hole. It's Albers, and he's denied by Spencer. It'll stay with Hanover, though, with 15:33 to play in this first half, and here comes Luke Anthony.
So again, sloppy start for Wheaton. Another turnover there on that last possession. Great job by Jay Spencer running back and getting that block. Wheaton trails 7-5 here early on.
Ratz takes his time to the elbow, kicks into the corner for Hibbert, knifing baseline, clearing out. 10 to work with. Albers for three, good.
Hanover sharp here in the early going, running some really crisp offense, beating Wheaton off the dribble. Wheaton's having to help, and then they're finding shooters for open looks.
2 out of 2 from bonus distance to start in a 5-point lead at 10-5. Some big upsets across the country today, as we were referencing before the ball game. CCIW related as well. Adome angles left, comes back right to the hole, adjusts, too strong, foul. And is it on the rebound or on the shot? It's kind of a late whistle, tough to see. Here's the second look.
Yeah, looks to be on the rebound there on 40 Williams. So Wheaton ball underneath. Gavin Hawkins in for Wheaton, another big. The other thing about this team, Tim, is the Wheaton team is deep. They've got a lot of people they can throw at you, and here's Gavin Hawkins, a great shooter who's like 6'8", you know, and the biggest guy in the team, but he's an amazing shooter.
Spencer off the inbounds play. .40 to go, first half, 10-7 Hanover. Hanover out of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. They're in the Great Lakes region as Logan Ratz takes to the basket. 12-7 the advantage. Anthony from the top of the key for three, buries it. Both teams are hot from outside. We have not seen a missed three-pointer in the first 4 tries, 2 each way.
And after each team having a break here around Christmas time to come back and be playing this well. Now we have an offensive foul. Great defense from Luke Anthony. Makes the 3 on one end, draws the charge on the other. It's going to be Wheaton basketball. But both teams, Tim, you know, after this break, they look pretty sharp. And that's a testament to these coaches and these players.
And that's one of the reasons why Mike Schauer has created this tournament. This is the first year of the Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament specifically for that reason, because the last conference game for Wheaton, or the last game in general, was December 14th against North Park. It's been over 2 weeks since they played, and he didn't want them to have to go to North Central or to any conference game, in that matter, with more than 2.5 weeks of a break. Adome spin move and scores. And you know as well as I, nothing beats game action. You can simulate and run games and practice all you want, but until you're actually in a game situation on the floor, that's when you really see your team develop the most. It's just a different intensity.
It is, Tim, and to get the quality of teams they've got in the tournament this year, 4 really good teams, that's only going to help Wheaton when the conference season starts.
Just 7 losses combined between the 4 teams in this tournament entering yesterday. Robertson bounces into the block. Hesitating and scoring is Mark Albers. 14-12 Hanover. In the consolation game today, it was Dubuque over St. Mary's. St. Mary's 6-3, Dubuque now 8-3. Hawkins leaves it for Adome, sets the screen. He's going to try the 3, draws iron. First miss from beyond the arc from either side in the first 7+ minutes of this game. Yeah, the whistle with Albers on the move.
And I think we saw there, Tim, the issue for the Wheaton defense right now. They're getting beat off the dribble. And that's a tough matchup for Gavin Hawkins, as now Cade Alioth is back for Wheaton. But Wheaton's getting beat off the dribble, and this savvy Hanover team is finding ways to make them pay.
Ty Houston back into the contest for Hanover. John Miller, the Hanover head coach. He's the head coach at his alma mater, 21st coach in program history, only the third since 1965. Had only 9 wins in his initial year, but his team has averaged pretty much 20 wins a season since. They've established themselves as one of the best in the HCAC. And a little floater drops in from Isaac Hibbard. Hibbard was 6 of 11 from the field yesterday, as he puts Hanover in front by 4 at 16-12. New Vegas up high to Hawkins. He's going to shoot. Air ball.
And sometimes that's the worry, Tim. You make a lot of threes early, then you keep relying on the three. I'd like to see Wheaton go inside, and I'd like them to go to Cade Alioth. He's been, like you said, he's improved so much. He's got so many moves inside. Let's try to use, Wheaton does have size on Hanover. Let's try to use that.
Hawkins has the third most three-point attempts of any player on this Wheaton roster at 41 on the year. So he will shoot despite the size from up high. On the move, Houston. Bouncing for the cutter to the hole, a foul as Noah Williams drops to the hardwood. Second foul on the Thunder. 2 shots for Williams. As his first one hits.
With Wheaton's depth, you hope that that might take its toll on Hanover as the game progresses. Guys like Thomas Lipscomb off the bench, another big. Andrew Williams has gotten some significant time. Even young Eli Considine seen some action. So Wheaton's playing more players in the rotation than they typically have in the last few years, and you wonder if that's going to be a key tonight.
18-12, Hanover by 6. Spencer lobbing for Alioth underneath, scores. Good find inside.
Great call from Coach Shower. They ran a set play there to get Cade Alioth a look inside, and they cashed it in.
And Hanover turns it over. Alioth averaging almost 11 points per game, to go with 9 rebounds per contest as well. He had a big game yesterday in the win over St. Mary's.
Yeah, Wheaton needed one of their bigs to really step up and give them some scoring inside. Like even Anajuan Spencer is more of a jump shooter, a three-point shooter. Gavin Hawkins is a three-point shooter. But Alioth gives them that inside presence, because it's going to be Wheaton ball underneath. And that was so important for this team.
Shot clock at 13. Alioth with 15 points and 13 rebounds yesterday. Scoring table just wanted to make sure there wasn't a change of possession. They did hold the shot clock. 11:04 to play first half. The Dome's having some trouble getting it in here. Shot clock at 10. Does Wheaton realize? Yesterday those lights weren't working. Dome crosses over inside the right elbow. 13-footer no. Elevating for the rebound is Kevin Williams, one of the seniors on the Hanover roster. Williams hands it off to Albers on the move, driving left side of the lane, turnaround over Spencer, good.
Again, Hanover beating Wheaton off the dribble, getting good looks in the paint. +6 here, an important time for Wheaton to stay in touch.
One of the things you're seeing, at least early today, though, is Wheaton looking in, which they didn't really do a lot yesterday in the first half against St. Mary's. They didn't need to. They were 9 of 11 from three-point range. But their first look has always been inside so far today. Anthony with the shot clock winding down. He moves and threw it away. Racing ahead, Logan Ratz uncontested to the basket for the layup. Timeout Wheaton. 22-14, Hanover by 8. As you get a look at the takeaway from Ratz, he had a Dome behind him, but easily able to deliver the 2 points.
Another turnover for Wheaton. They've had a few turnovers that have led directly to Hanover baskets. That's the difference in the game. It's interesting, Tim, because yesterday Wheaton looked pretty sharp. And when you make 9 of 11 threes in the first half, you're going to look that way. But today, they look like a team that's had a break of a couple weeks since they've played. Maybe it's the quality of the opponent. But this is going to be a great test for Wheaton, and they need to step up right now.
T to the second. He's Tim Martin. I'm Tim Calderwood. To your point, Tim, 4 turnovers for Wheaton, 8 points off of turnovers for Hanover. So every one of those turnovers has led to a basket. Just to another point as well, the quick turnaround of these games. Realized it was last night. Wheaton was playing at 7 o'clock. Hanover was playing at 5 o'clock. And here we have a 4 o'clock afternoon game, less than 24 hours after those two completed.
That's a great point. Even though you might say, well, is 2 hours really going to make that big a difference? I think it does because it's such a quick turnaround. Now, Wheaton's depth, they played a lot of guys last night. Will that keep them fresh for this game? But that's an excellent point, Tim.
Wheaton led 44-27 at halftime yesterday. I think Mike Schauer was hoping that the game wouldn't get as tight as it did in the second half so he could give his starters a little bit more rest. But St. Mary's did come back in the second half of that contest and made it manageable. It's not as though I don't think that game was ever out of reach, but it was definitely a contest where you were hoping that Wheaton would have a chance to pull away to potentially give that a little bit of a break, especially with the quick turnaround. Spencer looking in. Adome comes to get it. Cruikshank has it with a shot clock at 10. Alioth recovers. The cutter underneath, over the shoulder, it's Vegas.
Great pass from Alioth. Vegas cutting. And again, Tim, Wheaton getting the ball inside first, and then they're cutting off that big possession for Wheaton.
Let's see if they can turn it into a stop on the defensive end. Out to get it is Houston. Inside for Williams. Over the top of Alioth, too strong. Taking it away is Cruikshank on the move. 3-on-2. Vegas gives it to Cruikshank in the corner. Here is Alioth underneath, spinning and scoring.
Alioth again. Some compare him to Nate Haynes, the great big we had here a few years ago at Wheaton, but Cade really coming into his own.
Alioth already today with 4 points. Here's Williams with an answer inside for Hanover. Do you think both of these teams are trying to establish themselves inside or what? Williams is 3 for 3 from the field. It's 24-18 Hanover. This is a Hanover team that's not too far removed from a visit to the Final 8 in the NCAA tournament. Spencer will trigger the 3 and hit.
He's been shooting the ball so well, Anajuan Spencer. And to your point about Hanover, Tim, this is just a quality program with a culture of winning, and that's why they can reload this year and be right back on top of their conference.
Spencer almost 50% from three-point land. Albers with a double clutch answer. 27-21. Hanover is a perfect 3 of 3 from three-point range.
And Albers only 22% from 3 for the season, so you don't expect that necessarily to go in.
Cruikshank with one of his own, short. Tapping it to himself is Logan Ratz. Accelerating, slowed up by Cruikshank. Albers to the hole, adjusts off the window, too strong. Williams has it underneath, trying to muscle his way around Adome. Hook shot, no. Put back again, ball is loose. Spencer in possession. 7:25 to play first half.
Wheaton just looks a half step slow on defense right now, Tim.
27-21 the score.
And that could be the quick turnaround.
Spencer looking in. Shot clock ticking down. Adome isolated right side.
Great
wraps it
pass
around to Alioth.
Wow.
Timeout Hanover. Here's your second look. How about that? Right between two defenders.
Yeah, to have that presence of mind with a shot clock at 2. And again, you're right, Tim. Last night that shot clock was out. Big credit to Dave Pugsley on the PA to let the teams know when it was winding down at 15, 10, and 5. But for Adome to have that presence of mind, what a year he's had.
Should give you some credit. You were the guy who was spotting for Pugsley last night to tell him what the shot clock
Well,
said.
yeah, he had some help, but, we make it work at the table. But, for Adome, you talk to this Wheaton coaching staff over the years, they've been saying how good Niamie Adome is. And he suffered an injury, lost some time. Last year he had a very good year, a critical part of the Final Four team, but now he stepped up to that all-conference type level that they've been saying he could always get to.
Both teams are shooting over 60% at this point in the ball game. Hanover 11 of 18, Wheaton 10 for 16. 27-23 the score. Hanover by 4 out of a timeout. Resetting the floor as Hanover pretty much brought in an entire new unit. Rats one of the holdovers, dribbles to his right around the perimeter. Blake Robertson spots it underneath, looking for Gavin Hess. And a turnover.
So maybe Wheaton can take advantage now. Hanover going to their second team. In a big part of the game, can Wheaton get back in the game right here?
Spencer with a three. Off to the right. Hanover saving the possession barely, and now picking up the dribble. Isaac Hibbard eases across as we close in on 6 minutes to go first half. Hibbard working his way around Andrew Williams with a layup.
And again, Wheaton getting hurt off the dribble as they cannot contain these Hanover ball handlers. Also getting hurt by the Hanover ball screen. Some slipping action from the screeners has given this Wheaton defense fits.
Spencer underneath, lost the handle, tries to recover, left it well short. Racing ahead, Hibbard, twisting in transition to the open Carlos Garcia. Good closeout defensively from Williams, and now a bump.
And that's kind of that possession is what's been going on this first half. The Wheaton defense having to collapse and help on these ball handlers more than they want to. And then they've had to leave shooters open. And that time, Luke Anthony trying to get back out there as LA as the team calls him, but he just went out a little too aggressive on the closeout.
Kate Allioff returns with 5.5 minutes to go in the first. 6-point lead for Hanover, 29-23. Garcia working against Thomas Lipscomb, who has entered. Shot clock ticking down. Hibbard driving baseline, stepped out of bounds.
Good defense there from Lipscomb, the big man who can shoot it. Another of these highly touted young Wheaton players who's really stepped up this year. And now Andrew Williams going to the bench. We should mention he's a freshman, very popular here with the student body, and really he's had a nice year as well for his freshman season. But a dome back for Wheaton.
5:05 to play first half. Cruikshank down Broadway, denied. Rats may have gotten a piece. It's a 3-on-1. Hibbard skips it past his man. Blake Robertson wasn't ready.
No, Wheaton dodged a bullet there. That 2-on-1 break that Hanover's going to cash in 9 times out of 10. And you see again Hanover beating Wheaton in transition and getting some easy baskets.
First ever Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament Championship game on this New Year's Eve. The last day of the decade. Lipscomb for three, back iron. Hibbard skies for the rebound, leads a break again. It's 3-on-2. This time Robertson makes good.
You just don't see that against Wheaton very often, Tim, where they're just not back on defense. I mean, that was a three, a long miss. They just didn't get back, and maybe that's the fatigue playing 2 games in 2 days.
I think one of the points you would hear quickly is, well, both teams are playing under the same mannerisms.
Absolutely.
Turnover. Although for Hanover, I guess it's been a little bit of a longer break since their game. Miss on the open layup. Anthony has his defender bite, dribbles in, tries the 17-footer. No good. Rats on the glass. And here comes Hanover with numbers again, pushing his Hibbard. And this time is Wheaton back defensively. Hibbard spin moves outside the lane. Into the corner, Garcia looking in. Cruikshank fronts the big man down low. Good battle between Cruikshank and Hess inside right now. Here's Rats for the hole. He just threads the needle and scores. It's a double-digit lead at 33-23. Timeout, Wheaton.
Yeah, Hanover getting great looks basically every possession. There's another, basket right at the rim. They just look quicker off the dribble. Maybe Wheaton's got to back off a little bit on the ball and try to contain these guys a little bit more. But Wheaton's going to have to dig deep here. Down 10, 3:24 here to go in the first half. Wheaton's got to try to cut into this, maybe get this to a 2-possession game by half.
Hanover is 14 out of 22 from the floor. They are also +5 on the glass right now at 12-7. Wheaton has only 1 offensive rebound.
That's been noticeable. Wheaton really no good looks inside off the offensive glass, and they do have the size advantage.
Matt Albers leads the way with 10 points. Mark Albers, rather, with 10 points for Hanover. Isaac Hibbard with 7. Logan Ratz with 6 on the Wheaton side. Cade Alioff with 6, but he's been silent over the last couple of minutes as he's returned to the floor. And then 5 from Adome and Spencer.
You know, Wheaton can be really streaky at home, especially a couple threes go in that can change the momentum of a game. So they have not made a 3 in a while. You saw a good look there for Luke Anthony. But yeah, really, I think the energy is the whole key right now, finding the energy. And yeah, it's not an excuse at all. Both teams played yesterday. Wheaton did play the later game, but there's a deep Wheaton team. And hopefully they find their legs here.
20 points in the paint for Hanover, 14 for Wheaton in the first half. 3:16 to play, 10-point lead for Hanover, 33-23. Around the arc it goes. Vegas to Adome. Shot clock at 10. Vegas again. Drives left. Here's Alioff stepping out for 3. No good. Rebound for Hanover. Robertson clears out. Hibbard directing traffic. Hook shot, in and out.
What a rebound from Cruikshank. He's the second leading rebounder on this team at barely 6 feet tall.
5.1 per game. He's actually third. Spencer's at 5.2.
Oh, he's okay. He stuck him out. You got to give that edge to Tyson from the guard spot.
Spencer backs up into the left corner. His 3 is short. Alioff, though, an offensive rebound. In the corner, 3 coming from Cruikshank. Long. Hibbard on the glass. And Hanover will slow it down, leading by 10 with under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Open look at a 3. Robertson hits. Blake Robertson, one of the seniors on this Hanover team. And this lead continues to inflate, 36-23. Hanover now 4 of 4 from three-point land. Adome, offensive foul. That Hanover bench is fired up right now.
Yeah, tough call there. As you watch again on the replay, didn't necessarily think that defender was set, but Wheaton needs something here. Last minute 35. This game's getting out of reach.
Hibbard in possession. Vegas on him defensively. Wraps around into the corner. Up high, it's Robertson for 3 again. He hit moments ago. Short on this one, but Williams swats out the offensive rebound. Ten on the shot clock. Williams with a head fake, working on Alioff. Foul.
Yeah, I didn't see the foul there either, Tim. Cade looked pretty straight up there. Thought he kept his verticality. But now with 59.4 seconds, Hanover can increase this lead from 13.
Kevin Williams at the line. Left-handed free throw short on his first attempt. His first visit to the free throw line today. 76% shooter, very sure-handed normally for Hanover. He splits.
And Tim, Hanover's just decided to put their heads down and drive. They're just driving the ball at Wheaton. Surprising because Wheaton's usually so good on the ball, but it's worked so far for Hanover.
Anthony to U Vegas. To the hole, off to the right. Hibbert on the glass. Hibbert runs into a crowd, turns around. Rebound free, Albers controls. It's been Hanover on the offensive glass, about a 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Backing up on it is Hibbert, under the directive of his head coach, John Miller. Resets the play with the shot clock at 5. Hibbert, top of the key, moving right, crosses left, looks for Williams underneath, has it knocked away, and a foul from behind. 4.1 on the clock. Hanover looks like they're going to go into the locker room with a double-digit lead.
I mean, Hanover, every possession, they're really making Wheaton work. They look really crisp, really sharp. They're moving the ball. They're being unselfish. They're attacking off the dribble and finding shooters, and they continue to attack.
First free throw from Williams is good. 38-23. (39-23), largest lead for Hanover. Spencer in a dome return for Wheaton.
I mean, this is a 12-0 run. Sorry, Tim. This is a 12-0 run for Hanover.
A dome, hustling, pulling up inside the line, short. And we go to the locker room with Hanover on that 12-0 run, 39-23. Everything went right for Hanover in those opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's really the way they wanted to draw it up. You know, Wheaton hung with them for about the first 10 minutes, but then Hanover's superior possessions, their higher percentage shots just kind of took its toll. Wheaton missed a few good looks, and all of a sudden they look up down 16. But again, when you're thinking about getting ready for conference play, this is exactly the kind of team Wheaton wants to play. And you talked about the upsets in the Division III basketball that have been happening. There's so much parity. So Wheaton's got to regroup at half. They've got the firepower to come back, and they can get back into this game.
There haven't been very many games like this of late. Wheaton has won 5 in a row, entering this one the championship game of the Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament. But it's Hanover up in front, 39-23 at the half. We'll have stats for you in a bit.
Be inspired as you seek to make a difference in the lives of children as an elementary, middle, or high school teacher.
Be challenged by a strong academic program that prepares you for the leadership skills needed to lead a classroom.
Be equipped with the strategies and tools from experienced professors in a program that boasts a 100% passing rate for all licensure exams.
Be inspired to lead others to the Christian faith as professional English language teachers serving across the globe.
Be challenged as you dive deep into learning about other cultures while understanding how to create the bridge between English and the native language of your students.
Be equipped as you gain valuable skills and lessons from leading researchers and teachers in the field who have decades of experience and whose work spans 6 continents.
Be inspired by diving deep into the study of the Bible and understanding the theology behind our faith.
Be challenged with advanced study of biblical and theological knowledge.
Be equipped to expand your knowledge, build your academic skills, develop critical reflection, and serve for Christ in His kingdom.
Be inspired as you grow in your ministry and collaborate with other leaders like you.
Be challenged, stretch your thinking, and deepen your understanding of your mission.
Be equipped to raise your level of leadership as you raise up faithful followers of Christ.
Be inspired to serve a world filled with justice and suffering.
Be challenged with a rigorous academic program that trains you to analyze psychological theory and research from a faith-based worldview and apply it to serve the needs of individuals and families in need of healing.
Be equipped to integrate your Christian faith and practice with the best of contemporary scholarship and professional standards in the disciplines of clinical psychology, counseling, and marriage and family therapy.
One word I'd use to describe my Wheaton experience is purposeful. And I say purposeful because through people and experiences here, the Lord has been teaching me to reorient my desires and aspirations for work in His kingdom.
Flourishing. I chose the word flourishing because of the specific leadership and mentorship opportunities I've experienced at Wheaton and how they've allowed me not only to grow here, but given me the confidence to navigate life after Wheaton.
Winning. I chose the word winning because I feel like all my friends and professors have encouraged me to have a winning mindset.
Full. I chose the word full because my Wheaton College experience has been full of mentorship and friendship here, and I've been left with intergenerational friendship that I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life.
Transformative. The reason why I chose the word transformative is because of all the ways I've been influenced by my professors, my peers, and my friends at my time at Wheaton.
Rooted. The reason I chose the word rooted is because I am leaving Wheaton grounded in both my faith and calling.
Unexpected. The reason I chose this word is because I expected to be challenged by Wheaton's academics, but I wasn't expecting how I would be challenged and grown through Wheaton's athletics, student life, and student engagement.
Deep. I chose the word deep because of the deep relationships I've been able to build with friends and all the people I've been able to meet at Wheaton.
Holistic. I chose that word because Wheaton has taken my education and my vision for my life and it's expanded it and shaped it physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in every way.
Journey. The reason why I chose Journey is because of the many highs and lows that I've experienced here at Wheaton. These highs and lows are a taste of what life after Wheaton is going to be like. And this is why I love Wheaton.
T to the second on this New Year's Eve. Happy New Year to you. Looking forward to a new decade. Wheaton trailing 39-23 in the championship game of the Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament. I'm Tim Calderwood. Tim Martin alongside, and other Tim. You take a look at the statistics right now, and Hanover's plus 10 on the glass. That's one of the biggest things that stands out from that opening 20 minutes of play.
It really does. Points off turnovers, 9-2 for Hanover. Wheaton just had some costly turnovers that led directly to Hanover points. Just as you look at the different stats, 4 for 5 from threes for Hanover, while Wheaton's 3 for 11. All of this adds up to a 16-point deficit.
One of the things that Wheaton did in the first half was they're going to open the second half possession, by the way, was kind of settle for the outside shot more than look in. They were looking inside early, and I don't know if Hanover took it away from them or if it was just kind of a lot of stagnant offense early on, and they go inside right away as Alioff makes his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, this will be Wheaton's first free throws of the game, something you don't see very often. But good to see them looking inside to start the second half.
Hanover was 5 of 6 in the first half from the free throw line. Cade Alioff is a 66% free throw shooter as he splashes in the first. So rebounding and the inside presence, I would say, is the biggest thing that Wheaton's going to have to work on here in the second half.
Yeah, I still think the bigger problem, Tim, was the offensive side to score only 23 points. So the defense wasn't great. They can be better. But offensively, take care of the turnovers, get the ball inside.
I think the biggest thing in terms of Hanover was their transition attack. A turnover here. They got up the floor so quickly, Wheaton never really had a chance to get set a lot of times on defense.
You're right, and as athletic as Wheaton is, you just don't see that. So, yeah, Wheaton's definitely got to shore that up.
John Miller beside himself on the Hanover sideline after the offensive foul. HCAC champs a year ago, 21-7 for Hanover. Look out, coming at you, Tim. Oh, somebody's going to need to fix that table. And that's you, apparently. At least it wasn't ours. But my goodness. Isaac Hibbert even kind enough to return the stats to my partner. I didn't know that table cleanup man was in your job description.
Hey, big shout out to Ben Panner helping out there. Former Wheaton great as the Dome hits a 3.
Big start for the Thunder, 5 straight to open the second half, pulling within 11 at 39-28. Leading scorer in the first half, Mark Albers for Hanover with 10 points. Isaac Hibbert behind him with 7, Logan Ratz with 6. On the Wheaton side, Kate Alioff with 6. 1 minute into the second half, Wheaton has scored 5. The shot clock is ticking down. Wraparound Williams underneath the basket, scores. Kevin Williams was 3 out of 6 from the field in the first half. He was 3 of 3 to start. And he scores on his first trip here in the second half. A big answer for Hanover.
And again, they use the entire shot clock and still get a layup before the time expires.
A Dome into the corner. Cruikshank for 3. Iron. Alioff kept it alive. Coming at us. U Vegas. Cruikshank tries from the other side. It's good.
Great sign from Wheaton. Mike Schauer fired up on the sideline. This Wheaton team showing a lot of fight here to start the second half.
An 8-2 start to the second half and a timeout for Hanover. A full timeout. Less than 2 minutes into the second half. A big answer from the Thunder. Here's a look at the scrum, the rebound, and then Cruikshank found himself all alone.
Yeah, Tyson, certainly one of Wheaton's best shooters. To get him going is going to be so key here. And you saw Coach Schauer in that timeout just firing up his troops. He loves the way they've responded against a nationally ranked team, a top-level team, I should call it, a team that's likely going to be in the NCAA Division III tournament at the end of the year. Wheaton has answered the bell now. Can they string together consistent stops? And can they find a way to turn over Hanover a little bit to lead to some easy baskets?
Hanover does have a conference loss right now. They're sitting 2-1. They lost at Defiance in a little bit of a surprising contest. They actually arrived here at Wheaton yesterday, having dropped back-to-back games at Defiance and then at Wittenberg. Now, Wittenberg is definitely a nationally ranked program. They're in the top 5 right now. But they bounced back yesterday with a win over Dubuque, 65-57, and had a big first half today. But right now, it's been the Thunder out to a strong start with an 8-2 run. Mike Schauer on the sideline fired up as Wheaton looks to come from behind at home.
And for this Wheaton team again, Tim, after Aston Francis graduates, people thought, again, I've got to question the so-called CCW expert that said Wheaton wouldn't even win 10 games, that they wouldn't even make the conference tournament. This team has come such a long way, and that's all credit to Mike Schauer and what he's done with these players.
Let's see how Hanover responds now. Their offense has looked easy so far today. The head fake and the dump to Williams. Ratz drew the defender in the crowd. Williams was the beneficiary all alone.
That's been the problem for the Wheaton defense. They just cannot contain these Hanover guards off the dribble. And then when Wheaton helps, Hanover's finding the open man.
58% in the game, Hanover, and now they force a turnover out of the timeout to answer as well. And we've got an injury stoppage. (43-31) is the score right now. Again, up next on Saturday, it will be Wheaton at North Central. And I was mentioning during game one, Tim, if ever there's a time to go to North Central, it's during break, because that's not usually a very friendly place to go as a visiting team, particularly if you're Wheaton.
No, exactly right. They've had some great battles there. It's been a really hard place for anybody to win lately, and especially Wheaton in the airplane hangar. But that is the right time to go when the students are not in session. And notice now that Wheaton subs in Luke Anthony for Spencer. Now they're going 4 guards on to try to contain these Hanover guards.
Skip pass into the corner. Hibbard driving into the lane over the top of Vegas. Right-handed floater.
Yeah, Hibbard's their best player, and whenever they seem to need a tough basket late in the shot clock, he comes up with something great.
4 straight for Hanover out of the timeout. Adome pulls up and hits.
Wheaton definitely has a spring in their step here to start the second half. The question remains, can they string together stops against Hanover?
Adome is the first Wheaton player to reach double figures. He owns 10. Here's Williams over the top of Alioff. Unfriendly roll. Ball still alive, and Anthony keeps it alive.
Set play here from Wheaton.
Boy, Williams, though, has been having his way down low to start the second half. Adome from 17 off to the right. Hibbard sprinting ahead. Bouncing into the corner for Albers. He'll go cross court. Rats on the move. Stood up by Cruikshank and a reset at the top of the arc with the shot clock at 18. Williams with a screen and roll. Cuts to the rack. Ball is knocked out of bounds and a whistle. It's going to be a foul on Wheaton. Vegas charged with a reach. Anajuan Spencer returns.
He's back, but again, he's subbing for Cade, so Wheaton stays with their 4 guards. Now the real question is, can Wheaton rebound the ball with this lineup with Cade Alioff out? I think it's a smart move to go small, but they've got to find a way to get to the glass.
Hanover had to hurry to beat the 5 counts. Hibbard wipes his brow. Shot clock under 10. Albers denied by Spencer. Here comes Wheaton looking to run. Cruikshank takes, and he's slowed by Rats defensively. Adome isolated left side.
Oh.
A lot of contact, and there's a whistle. Wasn't sure if they were calling out of bounds or a foul. And it will be 2 free throws coming for Niamie Adome. His first visit to the line today. And just the second Wheaton venture to the free throw line. Adome, a very good shooter at 78% from the line this year. He'll have the opportunity to pull Wheaton again within 10.
So Wheaton's done exactly what they needed to start the half. They got this back to a manageable margin. Great to see Adome driving, not settling for the outside shot. When you don't shoot any free throws in the first half, that tells you you're not attacking the basket. Now they're starting to, and I think that's really important.
Wheaton has never led in this game. Hanover has been in front for almost all of it. A slip to the floor and a travel.
You see that Hanover's not quite as sharp this half. Wheaton has upped their defensive intensity. Andrew Williams into the game for Colin Vegas. Williams, the popular freshman, plays so hard, so good on both sides of the ball. Mike Schauer still searching for that combination that's going to get Wheaton all the way back in this game, but so far so good in the second half.
This is a big possession to get it inside of double figures. A lot of time to go at over 15 minutes. Anthony for 3 in the corner.
Got
yes!
it. Set play there for LA Luke Anthony. They ran it last night. They run it again tonight, and Wheaton's cut this lead to 7. Hanover needs to talk it over.
Luke Anthony, 2 out of 2 from beyond the arc. Timeout Hanover, and another full one. Momentum has turned here in the second half, Tim.
It has. And, against a team like Hanover, it started with some stops on defense. Hanover's turned the ball over a couple times. Wheaton's attacking the basket, and then Cruikshank finds a 3. Luke Anthony finds a 3. This Wheaton team can be very streaky on offense. When they start making those threes, look out. They're as good as anybody in the country. And they've cut this lead to 7. Now, can they get this all the way back? That would be quite a feat against this Hanover team But again, the first 5 minutes of the second half, they've done exactly what they needed to do.
Championship game of the Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament. Kind of bridging the gap between the end of first semester and the start of the second half of the schedule. During the opener, I was talking about a coach who told me there's kind of three parts to basketball season. You have the season leading up to the break, and then you get that month or so with basketball exclusive work, and then it's back to the second semester.
And so for a young team like Wheaton, how do they navigate those different parts of the season? And Tim, I think we're going to look back when Wheaton decided to go 4 guards, to go small, to go quick on defense, to try to contain Hanover. I think this game changed.
As you say, there definitely seems to be some extra bounce in their step for Wheaton here in the second half. They pulled it within 7 at 45-38. Williams screens for Rats. Clearing it out. Three-pointer is perfect from Blake Robertson. He had a couple of big ones in the first half. Knocks this one down to again push it to 10 at 48-38. Biggest thing here is not to settle. Don't panic. You don't need the 3, obviously, to answer. Just get a good look. If it's a 3, great. Shot clock will reset to 20 on the foul by Williams. Second on Kevin Williams.
And give Hanover credit. They're a very sound defensive team, a very good defensive team. Fundamentally, they do things right, and they're making it very hard on Wheaton.
Spencer backing his way in, unable to bank it home. Rats controlling on the glass. So at halftime, Hanover was plus 10 on the glass, 18-8. Right now they are plus 9.
And that was with Wheaton playing a big lineup that you think should be able to really control the glass.
Biggest thing is perhaps on the defensive glass. 16 defensive rebounds for Hanover compared to only 2 offensive boards. And we got an offensive foul and an armbar. Yep.
A little hook there from Williams. Great call from the official. He was right there and all over it. So again, Wheaton with the ball down 10. Another big possession for the Wheaton offense.
T to the second. He's Tim Martin. I'm Tim Calderwood. 13:40 remaining in the championship game of the Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament on this New Year's Eve. Hope everyone has a great 2020. A dome to the rack finishes.
There it is. So Wheaton, Alioth came over to set the ball screen. A dome rejected it, got baseline, trimmed the lead to 8.
48-40. This becomes a huge defensive possession. Thunder have been within 7 here in the second half, and a lot of contact on Albers. He'll work his way to the free throw line. Anthony on the reach as Alioth came in to help.
Yeah, 3 now, I believe, on Luke Anthony, and that's a problem. Right now, nobody checking in for him. Free throw is good.
Anajuan Spencer to the table. And he is going to replace Andrew Williams. So now you will see the 2 bigs for Wheaton on the floor. And it's Cruikshank replacing Anthony.
Hanover again finding a way to get another high percentage look at the rim on an attacking drive. Forced that foul on Anthony. Second free throw is good. They just seem to get great shots every possession.
Albers with 12 for Hanover.
Who's zoning now? They've gone to the 1-2-2 zone.
Just daring Wheaton to beat him from the outside.
And I don't mind this from a Wheaton perspective. They should get a good look here.
Vegas had some space. Shot clock ticking down to 10. Looking in. Alioth. Left hand.
Great move.
Kisses it in.
So often against the zone, these teams force outside shots. That time Wheaton gets it inside to Alioth. And again, if Hanover wants to stay in the zone, I think Wheaton's just fine with that.
Albers backing his way in towards the basket. On the move, the teardrop drops in from Isaac Hibbard.
You can clearly see Hanover's been coached just to work on these attacking aggressive drives, and then they spin back once the defender kind of cuts them off. They're so good at that.
Alioff banks it home.
Yeah, a lot of contact there. I thought maybe we could have got an and one. Cade starting to really establish himself.
12 points for Cade Alioff. 52-44. Again, can Wheaton come up with that key defensive stop? Albers floats it in.
The efficiency from the Hanover offense has really been something to watch. Again, they answer with a big shot.
Tim, they're at 62% for the game.
That's really impressive.
Vegas and Cruikshank playing catch. Block.
But even amidst this amazing shooting, this amazing efficiency from Hanover, Wheaton only down 10. They have the basketball. There's 6 fouls on Hanover, so Wheaton will be shooting the rest of the way, the next 11:35. So again, not all is lost for Wheaton yet. They still are in this ball game.
Now you see Wheaton a lot more than I do. What does the switch to the zone do to the Wheaton offense?
You know, it really has not slowed down the Wheaton offense this year because there's so many great shooters. It's really not been a problem. Teams don't really usually like to zone Wheaton because there's so many great shooters on the floor.
Sure, we talk about zone and they're back in man.
Get in there. Get up.
Adome short. Chases down his miss. Alioff backing his way in. Off to the right. A lot of contact again.
Great move from Cade again. Wheaton really would have liked a foul call there.
Inside it goes. And the finish from Gavin Hess, a freshman out of Indianapolis. And it's back to a 12-point game at 56-44.
You know, Hanover going with their bench here, but the bench continues right where the starters left off, getting great shots, being very efficient on offense.
Vegas surveying. Stood up. Cruikshank looks in. Moves left. Retreats. Shot clock is down to 5. Adome has to hurry on the baseline. Flips right, drops it in. Timeout Wheaton with 10:35 to play in this one. 56-46 the score.
Great timeout from Coach Schauer. Again, Adome driving. That's really been a tough matchup for Hanover. Wheaton still in this game, but they've got to find some answers at the defensive end now. They've got to find a way to slow down this Hanover offense.
Hanover 22 of 35 from the field, 63%. And they've taken only 6 three-pointers, but they're pretty darn good from outside the arc, 5 out of 6.
It's either a 3, a good look at a 3, where they're 5 or 6, or they're getting stuff right at the basket within, I've got to say, 5 or 6 feet. Almost all their other shots, if you look at a shot chart, that's where they're getting everything.
And honestly, a lot of it has just been recognition. Wheaton's been bringing the help defense. It's just been that extra pass around the help to find that open body for the easy layup.
Right, and maybe a couple passes, forcing Wheaton to scramble. And I do think the smaller Wheaton lineup with the guards is their best option on defense. Go smaller, go quicker, take your chances on the glass, because quite honestly, you weren't dominating the glass anyway with your bigs. So go small. Now Luke Anthony back, but they are still staying with Spencer and Alioff. Cade has really gotten going here in the second half inside. Couple tough moves inside where we thought there was some contact, no fouls called. But Cade's gotten going, and let's see if Wheaton can find a way to get a stop.
56-46, Hanover by 10. Closing in on the midpoint of the second half in the championship game of the first Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament.
And Hanover's really balanced the minutes, Tim. They've done a nice job throughout this game. They've played a lot of players, more players than Wheaton, keeping their players fresh.
We'll call both these programs nationally recognized right now. Neither of them ranked at this point.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Albers into the corner, knifing baseline, pulls up and hits. Wow. Tough shot. (58-46).
I mean, for the year, Albers is shooting 38% from the field, and look at the shots he's been making.
Anthony for 3, in and out. Good effort by Cruikshank, diving in. but he couldn't possess. All alone underneath, easy finish for Gavin Hess.
And there's the transition defense again. You know, Wheaton's got to recognize that. Even if it's not your man, they've got to talk on that, but an easy layup for Hanover.
By the way, Albers is 6 of 10 from the field today. 2 of 2 from three-point range. Adome drives for the hole and finishes.
There it is.
+1. His man bit and he went for it.
Yeah, very impressed with Nyamie today, or Ye as the team calls him, his nickname. Just when he's been open on the outside, he's been making his shots, but he's really done a nice job attacking the rim, and he's having a really good game.
A game high 18 for Wheaton. And now 19. He's also 3 of 3 at the stripe. 60-49. Hibbard taking his time. Accelerates and he's swatted away. Noah Williams on the glass though. Keeps it alive for Hanover. Good defense here and a reset with a shot clock at 10.
Again, every time they drive hard middle, spin back. Hard dribble to the middle, spin back.
Long 3 from Hibbard. Anthony on the rebound and he's wrestled to the ground.
That's a big play in this game. What a box out from Luke Anthony. He gets the rebound, gets fouled. Now he gets free throws at this end. And Wheaton can cut this back into a single-digit deficit.
The free throws might be the biggest part of that rebound. Because of the foul, Wheaton, without any time, without even having to run any offense, has an opportunity to cut into this deficit. Anthony yet to visit the free throw line today. And now here's another adjustment for Hanover as they go big with Kevin Williams returning, the experienced senior post. We'll see how that changes things inside. Anthony 6 out of 11 from the line in his young Wheaton tenure, as this is just his 4th game back after the football team at their season end this year.
And Tim, if I can just take a moment, Mike Swider, the legendary Wheaton coach for football, retired after that season, and just what a classy man, what an unbelievable coach. I mean, he is a legend in every sense of the word, and I've been privileged to know him, and I just want to give him a shout out because he was so amazing for Wheaton. 39 years as a head coach, assistant coach, or player.
Williams to the left edge. Hibbert driving baseline, spinning, Adome in the air once, twice. Spencer got a piece.
And so often, Tim, the football players are here. You know, Mike Swider always encouraged them to do that. They've been a big part of Wheaton basketball, so loud and so influential in the crowd in these games. Although, obviously, tonight they're not here as the students are on break.
Shot clock at 5. Albers' strong move over the top of Vegas. He did everything right defensively. That's just a tremendous effort from Albers.
Yeah, Albers is having maybe his best game of the year. Looking at the numbers, this is amazing.
Spin move by Adome denied. Second chance for Wheaton. Cruikshank, mismatch against Williams. Shot clock at 7. Adome swatted again, twice by Ty Houston. There's the first denial. And the second from Houston. 5 on the shot for the Thunder. Cruikshank into Spencer. Stepping back, long 2, short. Cruikshank fighting for the rebound. It's loose on the ground. Anthony wanted it. And if it's on Luke Anthony, that's going to be his 4th foul.
That's really a hard call.
That is his 4th. By the way, you talk about Albers, he scored 20 points in a win against Boyce earlier this year, in which he was 7 of 12 from the field.
Yeah, we're heading to that territory tonight. And, with everything on the line, the championship game of this holiday tournament in Wheaton, he's having a game.
18 points and 7 of 11 at current. Still a lot of time in this game. 11-point lead for Hanover. Williams, the strong post move, short. Offensive rebound as Alioth couldn't bring it in.
Wheaton staying with Luke Anthony, even with the 4 fouls. I like that move. I mean, with 7:30 to go, you just have to roll the dice, take your chances. And again, Williams really causing problems for Wheaton inside. Misses the shot, but Wheaton cannot corral the rebound.
Hibbard working on a dome, dribbling right, some help defense coming in. Top of the arc, Williams on the move. Spots Kevin Williams. Shot clock ticking down. Hibbard beats it. Are you kidding me? Pumping his chest, he's fired up.
That's when you know it might be your day.
65-51 on a long 3. Now Cruikshank to answer, wide left. Hibbard makes it one and done. And here comes the 3 from Mark Albers. No, he'll drive instead. And wisely run some clock here with Hanover in front by 14 on the road. Could be a signature win for Hanover. Again, a couple of programs nationally recognized. Certainly, Williams is all alone. I don't know how he got that wide open, and you're not going to miss that one.
Right, the Wheaton defense kind of switched there, had trouble communicating, and that's way too easy.
Well, Wheaton had it down to 7. It's back to 16, which is where it was at halftime. Anthony drives. He can't finish. Hibbard controls. Inside to Williams and a foul. Hanover looking for their largest lead of the game. Cruikshank commits his first.
You know, we talked about it, Tim. Wheaton beat Hanover last year in the NCAA tournament, knocked them out. A good Hanover team on the way to the Final Four. For Wheaton, an amazing run. Aston Francis, what can we say about him? He was spectacular. But Hanover, I think this is a game they really wanted. They wanted a chance at revenge today, and they came out and they've really taken it to Wheaton. And I think, give credit to Hanover, they've really played almost a flawless game.
Another one coming from Williams. That is the largest lead of the day for Hanover, 69-51. Well, this top 25 voter has been very impressed by Hanover.
Are we going to maybe get some votes for them coming up here, Tim? Can we?
What, are you trying to reveal my hand, tip my hat?
Well, I thought maybe our audience would like to know.
I'm just saying I'm impressed, that's all.
Okay. This non-top 25 voter is also very impressed.
Shot clock at 5. A dome drives and scores. Timeout, Wheaton. I don't reveal these things publicly.
Probably a good move on your part.
Other than saying I'm a voter. I will put it this way. I'm what you would call a well-versed voter in that I follow regularly. I see a lot of the teams and I watch a lot of them on video, go back and watch replays to try to get a feel for how teams are shaking down as well. But I'm also a Central Region voter in the sense that, well, I know where the best basketball in the country comes from. So.
Yes.
Well, maybe Central Region's a strong word. I mean, right now the way it looks, sort of the Central Region's very strong. But I mean, I think we could just say Midwest in general because you can throw, Nebraska Wesley won the national title a couple of years ago. You've got St. Thomas up in Minnesota and St. John's in the MIAC as well. And Hanover's in the Great Lakes region, but they're playing very strong right now. There's been some good basketball in Ohio in the Ohio Conference the last couple of years. Wittenberg's really strong as well.
Mm-hmm. And just looking at the CCW this year, I mean, how deep is this conference? Probably as deep as I've seen it in a long time.
The question, I think, is going to be how much is the CCIW going to beat up on themselves, along with the WIAC for that matter. A couple of conferences that, at least in the non-conference schedule, have gained a lot of recognition. Williams with the shot clock ticking down draws the foul on Gavin Hawkins, who is seeing the floor for the first time here in the second half, along with Thomas Lipscomb.
Yeah, Wheaton decided to go bigger on Williams, bringing in big Gavin Hawkins. But you're right, the CCW, the WIAC, these teams should not be penalized for playing these schedules that they do play. So even if you get a couple more losses, you've got to understand the quality of these teams. The CCW should be getting a lot of teams in the tournament, in my opinion. we'll see how things shake out.
I'll just say that I don't differ much from what the current top 25 is. Hibbard, who hit a miracle 3 moments ago, misfires on this one. Wheaton in transition. Hawkins is going to pull up, and he hits. Well, if Wheaton's going to have a chance here in the final 4:45, they're going to need to shoot their way back into it. And the quick 3 from Hawkins is one way to do so. Hanover burning the clock. Albers to Williams, high left. Buries the 15-footer. Showing some range, Kevin Williams.
Yeah, he's shooting almost 67% from the field for the season. So, yeah, he's an impressive player.
19 points in the ball game, 7 of 12 from the floor. Anthony hung on the rim forever, wouldn't go, but he has a second chance as he's fouled on the way up. And Kevin Williams with 19 points, leading Hanover right now. Mark Albers with 18. Isaac Hibbard with 14.
In 3 conference games, Kevin Williams is 21 out of 26 from the field.
Video game numbers, Tim. Video game numbers.
And we've seen it tonight.
First free throw is good. Crazy thing is, usually when you see those kind of numbers from a big man, it's all from in close. In this case, Williams, you just saw his range moments ago, hitting the 15-footer.
Yeah, and a lot of really creative moves around the rim, a wide range of moves, and he's really a solid senior to have out there.
71-57. Again, Hanover running some clock. Hibbard isolated, right edge. Kicks into the corner. Open look at a 3 is good. It's been that kind of game. Logan Ratz with a big 3 for Hanover, and it's 74-57. Hawkins tries again, this time from the left edge. And controlling his Rats, Hanover will bring it across and run some more time as we're under 3 minutes to go.
You know, I think if you wanted to show like young basketball players how to run offense at the collegiate level, I think you could show them tape of this Hanover team today. They've just gotten great shots on every possession. They've shared the ball. They've found the open man. It's a steal from Adone.
Uncontested layup. 74-59. Need more of that.
Yeah, maybe Wheaton could think about going full court. Maybe they could think about trapping, something to try to disrupt this Hanover team and get the ball back.
Part of this right now is Hanover is just basically playing 4 corners. Drive and kick to run that clock down. It's at 10 currently. Anthony on Albers has to be careful with 4 fouls. And a hand check for Adome as Hibbard took off. Only the 16 fouls, so no free throws yet. But that's going to allow Hanover 20 more seconds to potentially run off the clock.
Wheaton getting some fresh bodies in there, hoping that they can maybe find a way to turn Hanover over, but that's just been a tall task tonight to try to get that ball from Hanover.
Logan Ratz takes his time as we reach less than 2 minutes to go. Ratz accelerates. Kate Alioff, who returned moments ago, rises up for the rebound. Points in a hurry is what Wheaton needs. Cruikshank high to the right. Stood up at the top of the key on the reach. Isaac Hibbard, the guilty party. And now a chance for Wheaton to chip a little bit closer without any time coming off the clock.
And Tim, of course, this game is going to sting for Wheaton unless they can have a miracle comeback here. But let's not lose sight of the fact that even if they lose this game, they're 9-3, 3-0 in the conference. From where they were projected to be to where they are now, the way they're playing, the development of these players. Again, hats off to Coach Schauer, Joel Smith, Zach Quam, John Panner. the way they've reloaded this year. I mean, Wheaton's been an elite program for 30 years, since Bill Harris came here about 30 years ago. So even when you graduate a player like Aston Francis, one of the greatest players in the history of Division III basketball, they've been able to have a really competitive team this year, and let's not lose sight of that. And I think this game will help them get ready to play North Central on Saturday night.
That's, I think, the biggest thing to take away from this game is you still have a chance to reset going into the conference schedule and what's left of the conference schedule. By the way, Blake Foley entering along with Brandon Orange for Wheaton, and it's Foley on the glass with 1:20 to go. And you just look at this game and you try to get better for the conference slate. I mean, that's what the non-conference games are for. Sure, it hurts you in terms of your at-large chances potentially.
Great pass.
Good look from Orange inside off the feed from Cruikshank. 11-point game with just over a minute left.
But even in the style of game, this is like North Central's style. Kind of grind it out, great half-court sets, great half-court defense. This is really the kind of game Wheaton's going to see a lot of throughout the rest of the season. So you're right, Tim. It's great preparation and gets you ready to play those tough conference games.
Shot clock at 10. Dribbling it down. Logan Ratz. Robertson on the move. Ball fake. How many times have you said it's been that kind of game? Everything's going for Hanover. They're shooting 58% from the field.
And you just don't see that against this Wheaton defense here in King Arena. It's very rare teams can do this to Wheaton in their home gym.
Anthony drives to the hole and finishes with 18.4. And Hanover does not need to do anything except get it across half court, which Albers will do. He's chased down in the corner, picks up the dribble, gives it to Logan Ratz, and Hanover is going to come into Wheaton and win the first Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament. The plan was to get a couple of games in before returning to the conference schedule, and it is a 76-65 win for Hanover today. We'll hear from Mike Schauer in just a moment as Hanover set the tone in the first half and continued from there.
It was 27-23 Hanover when they went on a 12-0 run to finish out the first half. And from that point on, it was all Hanover.
Schauer and Mike, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, we just look defeated. I mean, we've looked fatigued the last 4 or 5 days, and eventually the extra days off eventually doesn't become an excuse. At our best, this team just plays really hard, and we didn't do that in the first half. I really did think we did in the second half, and give them credit. They made we actually defended pretty well at times in the second half, and they make one from 35 feet. They make a couple, but that's the result. That's the cause of letting a team kind of get comfortable. So listen, it's devastating in many ways, but it's hopefully a wake-up call as we didn't lose a conference game here. So we have a chance for me to look at my team and say, hey, listen, we can't, you do this in our league, you're going to lose by a lot. And I think it'll sort of, the thing I was disappointed with tonight actually was we fractured for the first time tonight. I saw our team kind of blame each other a little bit and do some things that were out of character that I haven't seen from my team before. And I don't know if the pressure and stress, it's fun to be the hunter, but eventually you get out in front and now it's like, oh man, we're not supposed to. So I've got to sort of help my team find an identity that it's comfortable with. I was disappointed with how we handled that.
North Central's next on the road on Saturday. That's Mike Schauer. Mike, thanks for the time. 76-65, Wheaton falling to Hanover in the Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament, the first Wheaton Thunder Holiday Tournament. Mike Schauer kind of echoing those thoughts that Tim Martin and I had moments ago, which is basically, look, it's not a conference game. So we'll see what happens. That conference game is next, though, on Saturday against North Central. Big thanks for joining us. Happy New Year to you for our entire crew here at King Arena. My broadcast partner, Tim Martin, and our entire Sunrise crew. I'm Tim Calderwood. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year.